MBA, one of the most popular courses that many international students plan to study abroad. And recently, QS Global MBA rankings for the year 2026 are out. Now, before we reveal the top business schools, here is some other information you might be interested to know about MBA in Australia. So let's get started with the basics about MBA first. MBA, which stands for Master of Business Administration, it is quite a popular course here in Australia as well. This course teaches you about leadership, management, strategic thinking, and overall business skills and knowledge. Now, there are three main types of MBAs you can do here in Australia: MBA General, Executive MBA, and MBA with Specialization. So what's the difference? MBA General teach you about the broad overall business skills and knowledge. So it gives you an overview in different areas of business. MBA Executive is for those professionals who have got work experience in leadership roles already. And MBA with Specialization, as the name suggests, is specifically focused on one topic. So it gives you in-depth knowledge about one specialist area. It could be HR, finance, marketing, digital information, or others. Now, depending upon the type of MBA you are taking, it could be 1 to 2 year full-time course. But many international students who choose to do MBA course here in Australia, they usually take a 2-year full-time study option, as it becomes easier if they want to apply for any future visas or if they want to stay longer on the temporary graduate visa as well. Now, let's get into some entry requirements for an MBA program in Australia. Now, depending upon the type of institution you are planning to apply for your MBA, the entry requirements may vary. Some top business schools may have a more entry requirements than the others. So keep that in mind before applying for an MBA here. But in terms of the basic entry requirements, you'll obviously need a valid passport, as you would need to apply for a student visa to study MBA. Then you must have completed an undergraduate degree, which is your bachelor's. There might be entry requirements into the academic scores in your bachelor's as well. Some universities may require you to have achieved a higher scores in your undergraduate degree in order to get entry into an MBA program. Then you will also need to meet the English language requirements if English is not your first language, with an overall score of at least 6.5 to 7 in IELTS test, with no less than 6.5 in all the 4 components of the test itself, which is writing, reading, speaking, and listening. And if you are taking other tests such as PTE or others, then you need to have an equivalent scores to these scores that I just mentioned. Some universities may require you to have a previous professional work experience as well. You may not be able to get an entry into their program if you don't have any work experience. But again, it may vary from one university to the other. GMAT or GRE scores might be required as well for some universities. However, some universities could even waive off these requirements. So it's always a good idea to check with the specific university you're planning to apply for. And you might also be required to submit a professional resume along with your professional references as well. So these are some of the entry requirements for studying an MBA program here. Now let's go and discuss about the cost of studying an MBA course. Well, it's certainly not that cheap, but just keep in mind that the cost again may vary from one institute to the other. We just checked the tuition fee for a top business school here in Australia earlier, and it cost $112,500 for the whole course, which is a 2-year course. And if you divide it by 2, it turns out to be around $56,250 each year. And we are just talking about your tuition fee here. But again, keep in mind that the fee may vary. But to give you a rough idea, it can be anywhere from $35,000 to $100,000 per year if you are planning to do an MBA program here. I think the usual rule of thumb is the more popular business school, the higher usually the fee is. But there might be some scholarships available for high achieving students as well. So it is always a good idea to check with the university and on their website as well if they have a specific scholarships available for people who are planning to do an MBA course with them. Apart from the tuition fee, you'll also need to be mindful of the living cost here. On an estimation, you could be spending anywhere $20,000 to $30,000 per year for your living costs. Again, it could vary depending upon the city you're living in and the lifestyle you choose to live. Now, apart from that, also consider the cost for visa, insurances, travel, and other moving costs. I suggest to keep at least $5,000 to $10,000 for those costs as well. So hopefully it gives you a bit of an idea on how much it costs to study an MBA program here. Now let's get into the most important part, which is about the top business schools in Australia. As I mentioned at the start of the video, the QS Global MBA Rankings 2026 are out now, and these are the top business schools in Australia. So we will not only talk about the name of these schools, but also their world rankings as well. So the number one school for doing an MBA in Australia is Melbourne Business School, which is part of University of Melbourne. It ranks number 31 in the world, which is phenomenal. We recently did a whole tour of a University of Melbourne, and including talking with a couple of students. You go there, you feel like it's a part of history here in Melbourne, and overall it just feels amazing. So I highly recommend you to check that video to get a bit of an idea about University of Melbourne. Now at number 2, we have a University of New South Wales and their business school, which is Australian Graduate School of Management. They are based in Sydney and their world rank is number 32, just after University of Melbourne. Then at number 3, we have a University of Sydney Business School, which ranks at number 44. It's another university based in Sydney. By the way, these are the top ranked universities in Australia based on the QS overall rankings as well. At number 4, we have a University of Queensland Business School with a world rank of number 99. At number 5, we have a Macquarie Business School with a world rank between 121 to 130. Number 6 is University of Western Australia Business School with a world rank of 141 to 150. At number 7, we have a tie between 3 universities and their business schools. So we have RMIT University School of Business and Law, UTS Business School, which is University of Technology Sydney, and UniSA Business School, which is University of South Australia. They all rank number 7 in Australia with a world rank between 151 to 200. At number 10, we have School of Business from Wollongong University with the world rank of 201 to 250. Number 13, we have Curtin Business School with a world rank of 251 to 300. There's also a tie here with the Latrobe Business School as well, with the same world ranking of 251 to 300. At number 15, we have James Cook University School of Business with a world rank of 300 plus. And last but not the least, we have Tasmanian School of Business and Economics with a world rank of 300 plus as well. So these are the top rated MBA schools here in Australia. That doesn't mean there are not any other schools available teaching MBA programs. There are plenty of other MBA programs taught by other institutions and universities here in Australia. But these are the top ranked ones. Now let's wrap up this video talking about whether it is worth doing an MBA program here in Australia. Well, I would say it depends upon your career goals and aspirations. Try to understand what you really want to get out of doing this course. Is an MBA necessary for your career? Obviously, there are some really good business schools here in Australia, which you have already learned about in the previous section of this video. If I have to give you an honest suggestion, I would suggest you that if you have some work experience before completing an MBA program, that will make it really worth it before doing that course, as the things will make much more sense to you once you have got some work experience in a real business environment. And instead of doing a general course, I would suggest you to also look for specialization. You can choose the specialization based on your interest as well. For example, it could be marketing, human resources, finance, or others. You can even do a dual specialization as well, where you can pick up 2 different specializations instead of 1. And if you are moving to Australia for settling down here, I suggest you to consult with a registered migration agent to see if an MBA is really what you should be doing for that. Because in some cases, MBA may not be giving you sufficient points in order to stay permanently here. So please consult that with a registered migration agent in order to get a clearer picture about your own career and your plans. And lastly, I really want to emphasize on one thing. If you are planning to do such an expensive and such an important course in your career, make sure not to focus too much on a part-time work. Yes, part-time work might help you to pay your bills, but I highly recommend you to pay your attention and focus on your studies, especially if you're doing such an important course that may have a huge impact on your career. So that's about it. I hope you find this information useful. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to write them in the comment section below. I'll try to answer as many as I can. And if you would like to learn more about how I paid off my fee for my master course in Australia, I suggest you to check this video here, where I talk about how I paid off my fee as an international student. I explain a little bit about how I took a study loan and other things that I did semester by semester. So if you would like to know more about it, click that video there and I'll see you there.